Poppy is what I like to call a series clinching support pick because for whatever reason, in the LPL, I've also seen in some of my home region games, whenever this champion gets locked in, it's always would be pivotal for OMG's composition, but at the very least, they'll force Xiaosha to burn through some of those pots and drop the Ignite out of safety.
Which is a win in its own right here, and I mean, Starry should be able to just hop on the back of the Rakan and get a base.
Xiaosha. Wow, he's going all out for it. Immediate heal, though, comes out here from Moham. Gets the knockup. Starry has more than enough HP, especially with the barrier, and does finally earn that first blood. And maybe gets a second here. The root, perfectly timed. Collapse of the Ultra Prime bottom lane gives the OMG opening.
Really get any form of neutral objective. They were able to steal away one dragon, and then after that, nothing else really went their way at all. So a good little boost for their chances in this game, and a reminder that for OMG, this series means nothing for them. If they win it, they're still eliminated from.
Around some of these guys you currently have on the roster, I know they've made a lot of swaps in mid and jungle since we got into the Rumble stage, but we talk about how the players can play for potentially new spots in 2025 no matter the result, but you also can play for telling this organization, hey, Pale, it forced Galio to come top side. It will force this first turret down, but Ultra
collapsing.
Prime, yeah, could come across. There's not many ultimates up for OMG by this point.
Now moving into what is this Mountain Dragon getting picked up for OMG. It's pretty much uncontested. Ultra Prime, you can see, playing very tentatively, and for OMG as well. They're starting now to begin that Drake stack.
Pretty scary on this York as he knocks down the turret with Junhao. Bug execution engage comes across from Harry as they have a support teleport coming through, but he doesn't kill off Zhang in time, has to flash out. The hero's entrance just mere feet away from Harry. Charlotte channels that, but does not save the Ambessa, and now Charlotte's trapped in 1v3 with all the damage dealers out. The mistakes of OMG showing their ugly head once more and opening up a huge lane for Ultra Prime.
Yeah, Zhang just whacks Charlotte with a big spade and takes down this gargoyle. And I mean, with OMG finding their advantages on the top side, taking that Rift Herald, it's a win for them. Flips and Ambessa. Ambessa has a shield built into her kit as well, so you get two for the price of one. Realm Warp.
Mid-tier 1 down. Realm Warp in. The reinforcements have arrived. Junhao gonna flash and hit the cease and desist. The Feather Storm still comes out from Star. They get protected by the Redemption, but there's the damage from Wako. Too bad, though, he's got an Ambessa right in front of his grill that throws it down. Zhang arrives to the fight with the main, but it is a man advantage for OMG. How do they look, though, without their AD carry in a very frontline-based composition? Well, they look like they don't want to fight any longer, and they'll just take the 2-for-1 win.
Too aggressive.
Talked about it, though, the lows and the highs of Ultra Prime is when they feel like they're backed into a corner and have to fight out of their strength of their composition, especially in points where they're playing from behind. So as much as we praise the game one from Ultra Prime, that was what we felt like the ceiling was. But will make them a better team that can potentially threaten for playing in tournament against LGD. And further beyond is how do they look playing from one of their low points right now as this game progresses past the 20-minute point.
To try and take this fight.
Second Drake, you got little vision, if any. Looks like Ultra Prime will take the smarter approach here and give up that dragon to try and catch some more waves and grab some more items. Maybe try and catch Moham a little too far up, trying to prevent a blue buff take, but won't. Like this from Ultra Prime because they are still waiting on.
Get in there.
Is this an overextend? Yeah, I was gonna say maybe we don't give the odd to Khan, but they might not know this thing's going down until it's a little bit too far too late. Junhao has the Vault Breaker. Are they going to throw the jungler in there with the Keeper's Reverse, take them all off? Look at the quickness, though. Gets 3 charmed up into the Hero's Entrance knockup, and now they've got Beishong back here. The heroics of Moham neutralize the Keeper's Verdict, and now Ultra Prime are completely cornered. Trying to corral them is Beishong. Good route comes across from Saber. Flashing his Beishong, but he gets nobody with the Impale. Xiaosha may fall at the very least here. That ultimate could have really broken this game open. Instead, it's the Ixtal's Impact. Another good flash from Wako. Gets away from the big-time Ambessa ultimate. Ultra Prime, they get their lucky stars. They only get out of there with one dead.
Moham, an incredible fight around this Atakan. Gold for, like, if you imagine you go back to base with 1,000 gold, you pick up a Dirk, you're thinking, yeah, that's a pretty good buy with it. Collector as well is not awful versus what is currently 1-2 people who have built any sort of armor. Oh, sorry, there is a cloth armor in Junhao's inventory. That's now a plated steel cap, but You know, this is a really squishy team.
Plan is that Ultra Prime do have 2 scaling threats, so keep an eye on Saber towards his bot side as the snap engage does come across here. He finally hits that public execution. Impale comes across on the Zhong as well, and the Yorick is knocked down. Boy, did it take a lot, but OMG get the kill done.
Yeah, all 5 people now down on this bot side with those grubs, remember. They're going to lay waste to this turret very quickly. A teleport into the top side from Charlotte just stops Saber in his tracks, and it's a really solid play on the map once again by OMG as they find a collapse onto the Yorick, who's probably not overextended, but is far enough out so that he can finally go down. But now Junhao on the mighty flank of Destiny here as Zhao's just collapsing too.
He has no idea. The Vault Breaker down. Cease Assist comes across through the Charm. There is the big-time Feather Storm. The Keeper's Verdict doesn't hit anybody out, but the Realm Warp in. Here's Saber, and all of a sudden, it's all Ultra Prime. 4 members exert their force on the bot side, and they find their prize once again. Starry is the gold medal, and the silver soon to come as Moham has nowhere to run, but into the Mystic Shots of Wako. Sierra is grabbing this Dragon to stop Soul Point.
Yeah, Slayer, this is it's becoming a bit messy on Summoner's Rift, even though we only had 11 kills. Read on paper that you got 2-0 versus OMG, which is probably an expectation, Wako.
Okay, so you have to cleanse the Charm. Knockup still comes. The taunt lands for Charlotte. Great CC layering. And Rude Dude's message rings true. That is not the first time Wako has died with Flash Up.
No, and I mean, the play there
is slow. I think that's Junhao's plan to try and slow this one down, but Wako's not up for about 20 seconds. This is a 4v5 without your AD carry, completely split fight. Keeper's Verdict goes base shot into Junhao's waiting arms, but now they're going to try and solo down Charlotte. A very tanky Galio. Harry flies in the background. Zhong is sectioned out. Xiaosha's down next. OMG will not relent. They want to avoid the broom, sweeping them out of the Nirvana group, and this Baron might just lock us in the distance.
And Starry free hitting the entire time with these Navori flicker blades as well. There are so many feathers out on the map, Slayer, that there's never really an opportunity for this Xayah to not deal DPS. There was no way in for Junhao as well. He was constantly trying to find and weave his way back in, but he was constantly routed.
But here's the problem. The Yorick is corralled into the base. Zhong has nowhere to really free fly with the Maiden. Has to answer constant Baron waves, and Ultra Prime have to give up their middle inhibitor with Little Murmur in Rebellion.
Reminder that this OMG composition is going to thrive in the 5 versus 5. It's Ultra Prime that are looking to constantly be tricksy, use those side lanes, and try and find a way back that way. Junhao spotted out finally there, and Beishang immediately going to hop on top of him.
No, without the rest of the team though, and he does get a small win now with this Smite taking away the Wolves, but just buying time. Still a whole minute on this Baron. Multiple waves that will bring in here as OMG try and force down this bottom tier 3 turret. Or maybe just look for the fight of a century as Wako is picked again. Cleanse and Flash were up, but Wako does not press them. And he falls and maybe brings down all of Ultra Prime with him. The Maiden is next to fall. The Nexus turrets are completely exposed. And OMG, they want to go for the throat here and now to force this game the distance. Xiaosha trying to desperately run away, but there's the Impale. Finds Saber. He goes to the stasis, but's going to watch the rest of his team crumble to OMG. The Keeper's Verdict does buy a bit of time here. Harry on the front line taking a ton of damage. Finally, they do knock down Junhao, but Harry has rung wild, and OMG will not fall, will not be swept out of their final series in the LPL. We're going the distance.
These were some of the best highlights from today's matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.